Hi everybody, welcome back to Keeping It Real. It's a beautiful day, end of April, and we're out in the garden getting some extra work done today. So as you can see, some of our plants, like our oregano and our rhubarb, which I'll show you in a little bit, are doing great, but it's still early for us here in the Northeast to get much planting done. So today we're getting things set up and ready and prepped for when we can get things out in the garden. So to start with, our peas are coming up. I don't know if you can see them in there. There you go. And we had to put this fencing, what we're using here is like a bird netting, over them because every year when I plant my peas, the birds come in and snip those off as soon as they come up from the ground. So this year we were prepared, and we've got peas on this side and carrots are planted on the other side, but they're not up yet. But we figured they'll benefit from the shade as the peas climb up the trellis, and that'll be beneficial for us. This past winter was our first winter with our outdoor kitchen, and we did find some things that we're gonna change. Right now, Steve is digging out between the edge of the outdoor kitchen and one of the beds. We found that the drip from the roof was really digging a hole in there, and we're gonna fill that in with some crushed stone. And over here, as I mentioned, is our rhubarb, which is growing like crazy. So we've got that. And on the outdoor kitchen, one of the plans this year is, like we have a wall in the back with 2 windows, is to make a wall here in the front with 2 more of those windows that we had gotten from Steve's aunt. So that's another project on our list. We are using the outdoor wood stove today, and Steve is boiling some wood ash water to make lye, and we're going to use that to make some soap. If you'd like to see how we do that, please make sure you leave a comment below. And we're hoping that this stove is really going to come in handy this summer. Back over where Steve's digging out to put in some crushed stone, we're not going to let this great soil, which used to be part of the garden before we put the raised beds in, we're not going to let that go to waste. We're putting it all into a bin, and then we're bringing it over here and topping off some of our beds that we've done up at too high. So it's always important to make sure we're not wasting anything and to make the most use out of it. For anybody who has seen my cold and flu tea, you might recognize this mullein, or if you've seen one of our foraging videos, you might recognize this mullein. Now this grows wild. It came up in the edge of one of our garden beds, but I'm leaving it there because I'm going to harvest that so that I have fresh mullein this year for in the fall when I need to make more cold and flu tea. These 2 beds are for potatoes, and we actually have a third up by the house in our kitchen garden bed. And we're trying some different methods this year. This is your traditional potatoes in dirt like you normally do. And over here, we're doing the potatoes in hay, which we've done before and had great results. So this year, we're gonna see which bed does better. And by getting them in and planted early, we're hoping we may be able to get a second planting in this year as well.
Marilyn's digging up garlic from last year. The way we do our garlic around here is we take the largest of the bulbs, and those are what come in the house the previous year in the fall, and that's what we use to make our garlic powder and our crushed garlic and use for, just cooking. We save a few of those cloves to plant in the early spring if needed, like if we have a bad year and we want to get a few extras in. But typically what we'll do is leave the smaller garlic to overwinter, and the entire bulb will sprout. So what you end up getting is quite a few plants off of the bulb. So what Marilyn's going to do here is dig the bulb up, break up the individual plants, and reposition those, and those will be our garlic for the summer. If we don't have enough, we still have the cloves that we saved as seed garlic, and we'll plant that along with these to give us a bigger crop. Okay, as you can see, the bulb that she just dug up, we can break into 5 separate plants. And what we usually do is plant those around the perimeter of the beds that we're going to plant our brassicas in. It works for us. I'm not sure, how technical the science is behind this, but it seems like cabbage moths and other pests don't seem to like garlic too much. So by planting around the outside edge of a bed that we're going to put in broccoli, cauliflower, or cabbage, we've always had really good luck with a lot less pests than we did previous to planting garlic. So hopefully that's a tip that works for you guys as well. And we plant a lot of garlic, and a lot of it is used in the kitchen, but a lot of it is used just as garden defense. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to get these in the ground. They're already started. And with any luck, we'll have more than enough that we can leave the smaller ones in for next year. Let those grow into a bulb, and each one will turn into 5 to 6 more plants that we can just replant next year. And then hopefully we have enough for our cooking. We use a lot of garlic in our recipes.
Just finished up with the area that we want to have the water from the drip edge off the roof to be able to go to, so it doesn't make quite such a mess in the edge of the outdoor kitchen. And we used some bricks that we had, just spare bricks for edging. Stone we had left over from a project we did last fall, just more of the brick. A little stepping stone that goes from this area of the garden right into the kitchen, and then some more brick on the edge. And now what we're going to have to do, probably not today, but we need to do this side as well, because we have the same problem, as you can see, where the water hits and it just creates this gully along the side of the pavers. So we want to get that taken care of. So that's also on the list. We've got the last of our water with ash in the pot to burn off. That was a total of about
4 gallons.
4 gallons? Yeah, I thought it was 5. You said it's 4 gallons. So we're down to probably the last 2 gallons. And so we're going to keep that going. And while we're out here keeping the wood stove going, we figured we'd get some work done in the garden. So it's coming along. The dirt that I told you about that we cleared out from here has been moved now to top off this bed and that bed, and even a little bit in this one. So that's all done. And then over here, this bed, the garlic has been separated out and around the edge. I'm going to take some of our seed garlic to finish this one off. And then the rest of it is planted around the edges of this bed, since those are both beds we're going to have brassicas in. So time for us to take a break for lunch before we get back to getting a little more done. So though it was nice this morning outside and sunny and in the 60s, it's gotten cloudy. We're expecting rain over the weekend, and temperatures coolered back down into the 50s for the high during the day. So we're refilling our wood box and getting that all ready so that we'll be able to use the wood cook stove if we want to. And I guess that's going to be it for our update on what we've been up to. And everybody, take care. Say hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
And until next time, everybody, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoy our videos and want to help us out, please like this video and subscribe. If you know someone who would like our videos, make sure to share, as this really helps our channel out. Again, thanks, and see you soon.